Happy Friday. Good morning. I wanted to give you guys some more of my thoughts and feelings that you didn't ask for, so I'm going to. I'm going to pick up where I left off last week, but we're going to go a different route. I want to ask you this morning, what determines if you have a good day or a bad day? Now, a lot of you will probably tell me, my day is good or bad based on the events that happen from the time I put my feet on the ground to the time I put my feet back in bed. Fair enough. I get the answer. I will tell you maybe a little bit of it, but it's only a very small part of it. What determines if you have a good day or a bad day is your perspective, your perception, right? Your perspective on those events that carried you through the day will determine if you have a good day or bad day. So the little negative things that happen, right? The setbacks. How do we take those and help build a good day from negative things? So that's where you got to recalibrate your perception, okay? Your perspective, okay? If you take those little negative or the mishaps through the day and you look at them more as opportunities or challenges, right? Your perception will change and you'll start having more good days. You got to take the micro victory, okay? So, regardless of what you're working on, right? You got to have a goal. If you're wanting to become a better person, or if you're wanting to grow as a person, you got to have some kind of goals. Internal goals, external goals, mental goals, spiritual goals, financial goals. You have to have goals, okay? And then as you're moving towards your goals, you get those micro victories. Now, let's talk about the micro failures. The micro failures come out of these things that tell us we have a bad day, right? But let me tell you something. Micro failures will lead to macro victories. Okay, so what I'm saying is the little small failures throughout our week, if we continue to work on ourselves, work on our perspective, work on our mental health, work on our spirit, these things, it's going to lead to a larger victory. Okay? You know, a lot of times you hear the glass is half full or the glass is half empty, right? For the record, I've always been a glass half full guy. But I was hearing somebody talk the other day on the internet. I was listening to some motivational stuff. And he said, 2 million people die a year from dehydration. It doesn't matter if it's half full or half empty. You drink the shit, right? Right. You got water. How big is your problem? Okay? How big is your problem that you ate a few extra fries yesterday and you feel guilty? Or that you've been running 6 days a week and you took 2 days off, and in that time you also drank 5 pops, right? Whatever. Guilt is of the flesh, right? Pain is of the flesh. Fear is of the flesh. That stays here. So don't dwell on that, right? Because it just hurts your perspective. You got to be hungry. So set those goals. Take the little micro victories on the way. Take the micro losses as well, because it will build you. Okay? It will make you a better person from it. And just remember the limitations that we set, we create. Okay? God's not creating your limitations. Your parents aren't creating your limitations. You're creating your limitations. It is what it is. So, your limitations, your problem, it's also your gift. Okay? Because your limitation or your problem right now, that's your first goal. Change it. Break it. Change half of it. Change a quarter of it. Do a couple of things. Find a couple of the micro goals to your macro goal to get those done. You start getting the micro goals done, it's going to feed you. It's going to make you more hungry. It's going to make you go harder after that goal. It's going to make you set the next goal because you feel it and it makes you feel good. It's like when a runner starts running. It feels good. When you start working out, it feels good. If you start dieting and you're killing your diet, it feels good, right? Right. So, back to perspective. You guys have probably heard perception's reality, right? Everybody's heard it. In the medical field, we deal with that a lot. Because what Jill thinks of mom's care at my place is her reality of how her mom's being cared for, okay? So, be mindful that you're shaping perceptions of others, okay? But also be mindful that you are continually evolving your own perception. And your perception is going to determine if you have good days or bad days. It is going to play a huge and massive and vital part in your mental health, your spiritual health, okay? So, perspective. If you got the wrong perspective right now, do something to change it. Do something different, totally different. If you don't, I like to work out. If you don't work out, go work out. See how good you feel an hour after you get done working out. Guarantee you feel good. If you stress eat, the next time that you feel like you need to stress eat, don't do it. Tell me how good it feels an hour later when you're like, hell yeah, I put that bag down, right? Or I didn't get that pop, I drank a water. Y'all know I love my Pepsi, right? I'm down to less than a pop a day. Usually one big one. But if you knew how much pop I was drinking before, I've switched to water. And I feel better. And people told me I would. And I said, whatever. I like my Pepsi. Start taking care of yourself. And you're going to notice these things change around you, right? Okay, I'm going to get off here. I'm starting to ramble again. So, hopefully be back next week. Perspective. Do something to change it. Go run. Go tell your mom she's awesome. Because you've never told her that before. Go tell your grandma you love her. Because you haven't seen her for 6 months because of quarantine. Change your perspective. Drink your water. Whether it's half full or half empty, drink it. And live. Live happy days.